What's going on, guys? I am Toxic Jordan. Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be taking on the new stage of the Infinite Dragon Ball history here versus the Heroes of Justice. So real quick, let's switch over to the website and take a look at the missions here. So it looks like we're going to be fighting against a bunch of Heroes of Justice, going through a bunch of the Buu Saga characters and then all the way through to the Gammas here at the end. Okay, so for the missions here, we need 3 Defenders of Justice and 3 Inhuman Deeds characters, and then clear within 16 turns as well. So this is really, really ugly because there are no characters in the game that are on both Defenders of Justice and Inhuman Deeds. They're like opposite categories. So it's like one's heroes and one's villains, right? So there's literally not a single character that's a crossover between both. So we were very, very limited on the teams that we could actually bring. So I will show you guys the team that I came up with. I'm pretty sure that this is like the only team build that you can make is with Gamma 1 as your leader, because he is leading movie heroes, so you're able to use the Defenders of Justice there's a lot of Defenders of Justice that are on movie heroes, and then he also has artificial life forms here, which is allowing us to get the Inhuman Deeds portion of that. So yeah, we were very, very limited on options here. There were like 1 or 2 substitutions that we could have made, but this is what we're going to run with for now. And then, you know, we will bring, as far as like the strategy here, basically because a lot of these units are pretty lackluster, we're going to try to just blitz through this as fast as we can with the Gammas, and get as much damage done with them as possible. So my idea here is to bring a Movie Heroes buff. That way the Gammas will be getting, you know, some extra percentage here from the support memory, at least for the first 7 turns they will. And then we're also bringing the Bulma attack increasing item. So we'll pop this at the very beginning of the fight, turn 1, and then this will be able to last for 10 turns because we'll have 2 of them. So for 10 turns, we're going to have 25% attack up, and I think that's going to help us blitz through this mighty quick, just to not let any of these weaker units have an opportunity to get clapped up. And then we do have Whis here, just in case, you know, we run into a sticky situation where we can't get out of it. Okay, so let's go ahead and hop in and see if we can get this done. This is my first go at this, so I have no idea what to expect. I'm really hoping that they kind of dumb down the difficulty a little bit because of the challenge of the missions that they added for us. But if they didn't, if this is going to be too difficult, then there's a chance we may just have to run this twice with a all Defenders of Justice category team and then all Inhuman Deeds after. We'll see what happens. Okay, so our rotations are looking pretty bad out the gate because we have both of our Gamma 1s on the opposite rotation. Obviously, we want to get Gamma 1 and 2 linked up as one of our main rotations here. But this does provide an interesting opportunity because the AGL Android 17 here, Super 17, he has to build up by getting hit. So getting those hits in early for him is going to be a huge bonus to allow him to get that extra damage reduction before we get too late in the fight. And obviously he is the strongest in this very first phase where we're facing off against an AGL or against an STR enemy because he's got type advantage. So that is perfect for him. And then obviously Gamma 2 here is going to be very, very strong against this STR enemy as well. And he's going to be building up with each attack that he performs. So that'll be very nice. So now it's just going to be a matter of getting the Gamma 1s built up because they are going to be they're going to be earning, you know, their passive will build up, their attack and defense will build up with each attack received. So we definitely want to try and get them as many hits as possible. That's why it's a little unfortunate that they both spawned on the same rotation, because I'm going to have to rotate one of them off, so it's going to take a little longer for that Gamma 1 to build up. I also just realized that I did not pop my Bulma item, but I actually don't think I need it yet. I kind of want to wait, because these enemies have such small health pools. We're like getting through their entire HP pool in one turn, and I actually kind of want the beginning of the fight to go slower so we have an opportunity to build up before the enemies get too difficult. So I am actually going to wait to use the Bulma item here in hopes that we can actually like have this Videl survive this turn. We've got 2 type disadvantage attackers here, but they're also like the strongest units on our team, so we'll see what happens. Okay, and with a critical hit, she is done for. Okay, I mean, there's a strong chance that this event is just gonna ramp up on us and, you know, get a lot more difficult. But for now, it's looking pretty not challenging. Okay, so after this turn, Super 17 will be 100% built up, so that is perfect. And then we can continue to build on Gamma 2 here. We're not going to be able to get the 18 key Super. Okay. That's alright. I imagine that Gamma 2 is probably going to kill him anyway, so we'll see what happens. Nice. Getting the additional Super is very, very helpful for him because he gets those defense raises on Super Attack. So I think even if we were to get Super Attacked here, we would definitely tank that for double digits. But alright, so Super 17's fully built up. I think we're still probably going to need another turn or two for Gamma 2 to be fully built up here. Yeah, even without adding the attack support from Bulma, we're still like one-turning these fights. So, interesting. Alright, Gamma 2 is going to be looking pretty solid at this point. Oh, they have their transformation. I need to remind myself what they do after the exchange. Okay, greatly raising attack and defense is good, and then attack. So they lose the support, and then they just become better themselves. So I think what I'm gonna do is just leave them like this, because right now they're providing 30% attack and defense to special pose category allies, and that's the Gammas. So I want to leave them that way so that the Gammas are still getting the support. I think that that's a wise decision. Okay, we shouldn't be taking any damage here. Yeah, we still have our guard up for this turn. So luckily, we're able to get a few more stacks in here. The other Gamma 1 hasn't gotten a single stack, and starting next turn, he loses his guard as well. So that's going to be kind of a problem. And this Gamma 1's like fully built up at this point. Okay, here we are, still one-turning with no attack support. Wonderful. Okay. Okay, so we're going to keep Gamma 1 and 2 together. I guess this will be fine. This Gamma 1 still is going to have 0 stacks. So we're going to have to remember that going into some of these later phases. There might be a Whis in play. Honestly, with how well we're doing right now, I kind of want to... Well, I guess it doesn't matter about no iteming, because we did use a support memory, so technically we're not on a no item run here. So yeah, I probably will end up using a Whis if that Gamma 1 is looking like he's going to take some hits, because he's gotten no stacks off so far. So he's probably a little bit of a defensive liability for us. But man, we are just absolutely blasting through this. We're already on the second to last phase. We just have to fight Gamma 2 here and then Gamma 1, and we're done. So that is pretty good. Okay, now this friend Gamma 1 has plenty of stacks, so we should be perfectly fine to let him go nuts here. How do I want to do this? I don't think we're going to be able to get an Ultra Super with Android 17, unfortunately. Yeah, we'll just go ahead and select these. Yeah, so here's the point where I think it would be wise to use the Bulma. Get our attack up here, do as much damage as possible this turn. We're going to be at like a 10 million attack stat or something with this Gamma 1. I think we're fully built up now, so we should have like 50% damage reduction. Yeah, we're not taking any damage. 8 million, very good, very good. If this Gamma was linked up with the other Gamma, that would be a lot higher. Okay, the critical hit helps us out a lot there with the type disadvantage, so that's good. So yeah, I think I got my wish here, that they did, you know, ramp down the difficulty quite a bit here because of the categories that they're making you use. Yeah, this is definitely not that difficult to achieve. If this was the same difficulty as a lot of the previous Dragon Ball history stages that have come out, then... okay, so here let's use a Whis, just in case, because we have no stacks on this Gamma, but I want to try and get some stacks right now. But yeah, if this had been the same difficulty as some of those previous stages, then I would say that the Gamma 1 and 2s are required to even get through this. But yeah, it looks like you could very easily get through this without them. You wouldn't be able to build like a team that satisfies all the missions with the Heroes of Justice and Inhuman Deeds. You wouldn't really have like a solid team to build there. You might be in trouble, but you could certainly just get this done like in 2 separate runs with those categories without the Gamma 1 and 2s, for sure. This is definitely not that difficult. You would be able to. Because keep in mind, if you're running separate teams, you only need 3 Defenders of Justice, and you only need 3 Inhuman Deeds. So that would give you a ton of options to run different teams. Universe Survival Saga, Dragon Ball Heroes. You could do tons of stuff with the Heroes of Justice, and then also same thing with the Inhuman Deeds. You could do Pure Saiyans. You could do Saiyan Saga. There's a lot of different stuff that you could run. GT bosses even. Okay, how do we want to do this? I think we'll let's keep them together. This has been a good rotation so far, I think. And obviously we're not in the danger zone of like losing HP or anything because we have Whis active, so we'll be perfectly fine here. It would have been nice if that was a Dokkan attack. It didn't quite pop, but we're definitely going to get it next turn. Woo, 9.3. Very, very good. You love to see that. Gamma 1 attacking Gamma 1. What kind of metaverse are we in? I did more damage, haha. Yeah, even like the free-to-play support units that are supposed to be just dodging attacks are just tanking for double digits, so this is really not too difficult. And I think we showed that like the first 4 or 5 phases are kind of free. You really don't need to use any items for them. So even though you only get 2 item slots, that's essentially 4 items that you get to use just on the 6th and 7th stage. So this really should be doable for just about anybody. I don't think this is going to be too hard for people. Okay, we'll go ahead and get that Dokkan attack off there. And this should do it. We should be finished here. And we're fully built up right at the buzzer, getting the Dokkan attack, and we're linked up with Gamma 2. This is going to be a pretty hard-hitting attack here. Let's see. Yeah, we're at an 11 million attack stat. You can see there at the bottom of the screen. Wow. Very, very good. We're about to do a lot of damage here. I hope we critical hit just to get like the ultimate amount of damage we could get. Very nice. Didn't even need it. 14 million damage. Love that. Wonderful. Okay, and just like that, we got all the missions done. That was very easy. That was one of the easiest Dragon Ball histories that they've ever made, for sure. What an easy way to get, what is it, like 23, 27 stones? Something like that? Let's see. Let's see what we earned here. 23 stones. Free. Super free. Awesome. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that run there that we did on the Dragon Ball History stage. If you did, then consider being a part of the Toxic Tribe with a like, comment, and subscribe on the video. That is going to do it for this one, and I will catch you guys next time. Peace.